All right, so I think I am pretty close to feeling like I can say the majority, 90% of the prep and redesign or expansion, whatever you want to call it, is done. As far as the fencing, I took down most of the old wire that we had. It was that flimsy wire. We still have some of it up because we have some curved areas, so I'll show you what that is in a minute. But we traded that all out for cattle panels, and that's what you'll see here. And then I am putting some chicken wire 3 feet high around the bottom half so that nothing can get through those holes. And you can see it comes out on the ground a little bit and then it goes up. So that is what I am finishing. I've gotten all of that done all the way around to the front gate. With this expansion, you see there's an opening here, so there'll be a back gate that I have to build still. And as far as the chicken wire is done, I have to get this row done and then that front half that goes around the front. So coming in, I put the carpet down like I've been doing for the last couple years. It works so well to just take some scrap carpet, the kind that has like the, not plastic, but it has like, I'm not sure what the material is, but it's like a hard plastic almost that goes on the bottom. It is breathable. Water does drain under it, and I don't have any issues with mold and things growing that I don't want to grow. So it's not the prettiest thing, but I don't have to keep mulching and doing all of that for the walkways, and it blocks the weeds perfectly. So here's a new bed that we have. It's by Vivor. It was the cheapest thing I could find, and I just took some of the yarrow that I had growing in some of those pots, like those, and we put those in there. If you saw me on Instagram, I posted how this was in a different spot. It was in this spot that was before I ordered these, and I was like, oh my gosh, it was filled. And me and my daughter Sydney did a bunch of 1, 2, 3 pull, 1, 2, 3 push, wiggle, 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 all of that to get that filled thing you just saw all the way over here and into place. It was crazy. That was 2 or 3 days ago, and our muscles are still hurting. But it's all good because we got it done. Yes. So one of these I also posted about, we have Vivo, and the other one is Vivega. The short one is Vivega, and the taller one is Vivo. Did I say that right? Yes, that's correct. And they're both 6.5 by 2 feet wide and long. They're just a different height. One is 8 inches and one is 11 inches, but they are exactly the same as far as everything else. So either one's great. We put some tulips in here. We're going to do this back one here for some wildflowers, and some perennials. So the tulips will be in there. I'll probably put a little bit of something else that'll be perennial so that it will have something always in it. But then like the back row closest to the fence will be mostly wildflowers, so that those can be a nice pollinator area. In that Vivo over there, I'm hoping to put those arches in there and cover that up to maybe do zucchini in that. We'll see if I can find a way to get those to stick in without messing with the metal, because I can't screw those in like I did on the wood beds. So I'm going to figure out what I can do for that. I'm not sure yet. This is the newest green stalk that we have, number 9. Not 100% sure what I'm putting in this either. Maybe a little bit of flowers, maybe a little bit of herbs, a little bit of strawberries, maybe a little bit of everything. We'll see. But that is one of the leaf planters from Green Stalk Garden. Everything else that you see is the regular old front garden that has always been here. This line right here is where the old garden ended. So you can see, I'll show you from this way, what the expansion was. And we had the chairs, they used to be like basically along the old fence, and it was just such a tight space. Like I couldn't really get in here and sit and enjoy it. So I wanted to have a little bit more space for that. So we made the expansion, cleaned out a little bit more, and we're able to put the chairs in the space, you know, just back it up a little bit, and then still also get some more growing space, like I said, with those 3 meadow garden beds. So I'm excited about that. But like I said, everything else in here is the stuff that's always been. We have some 4x4 beds, and all I've done with these is just clean up and top them off. So that's all that's been done. I moved the leaves over. I have leaves and some of the easy straw that we use from Tractor Supply. It's like seeding straw. So we spread that over. So what's in there now is just leaves that fell from the fall, as well as the easy straw that was on the beds last summer that have just biodegraded a little bit, and that's what's left of it. Oh, hello birdies. So yeah, they've been topped off with raised bed soil, and I just put the leaves and the mulching back over top of it. You see I got some chives that stayed. This bed here had asparagus in here. I think I actually may have killed it, and it's okay because we weren't big on asparagus anyway. So that means I can use this lower half. This top half here, not half, but the top quarter is where we put tomatoes. Now you see there's a trellis that goes up, but the bottom was the asparagus, and I don't think I'm seeing anything come up from it. So we might get some stragglers, I don't know, but there's a little bit of weeds in there. I see some not daffodil, some I can't think of it, the wishy things. I see some of that in there, so we'll see what happens with that. I'm not quite sure. But everything else, like I said, is the same. This is still the walking onions. You see those are coming back up from fall. I had some sunflowers in there. You can see that right there. I gotta get that back. Everything's been topped off. So these 3 beds here have planted with cool crops. So there is broccoli and kale and collards and cabbage in these. I still have some Brussels sprouts that I haven't planted yet, and you can see they are right. Thank you, truck. You can see the Brussels sprouts are right in that little burpee seed starting tray right there. So I got to figure out where to put those. I might put them in the back garden. We'll see. Yeah, that might be where they go. But the kale's in here, and then I have the broccoli and the collards in here. And this has already been, like I said, I had leaves. That's just a pile of leaves that were in here. I didn't want to get rid of them, so I just pushed them all the way down to the end. And I have a little bit of garden raised bed soil that's going to go in that spot to top that end off. But yeah, it's just collard greens and broccoli in here. This one has the kale, and this one has cabbage. And so that's all that's in there. So like I said, I'm feeling pretty good about where we are for mid-March. March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. This is where we are. Trying to think of what else I need to do. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So I'm going to, like I said, finish the chicken wire wrapped around. And this is what I was talking about of what we used for fencing before, because this is curved, so I wasn't able to switch it to the cattle panel. But it's this wiring. See, this wire is more flimsy, but I still have it on this corner in here. And I also have it on just from like the tree up to there, because again, it's curves around that tree and the roots. So I didn't take that down and put the cattle panel up. And we don't really touch these corners anyway, so that will be fine. But yeah, yay. Work, work, work. So I want to get back to it. top off these strawberry towers. There's 3 of them, and the soil's low, and we have aphids. So we are topping them off, splitting them up, getting them repotted, and treating with neem oil for the aphids. And the strawberry towers are done. So happy. So these were so full. Some of them had looked like 5 plants where they started to, you know, the runners where they create more plants. You know, if you have 1 strawberry plant, you'll end up with, you know, you can end up with 5 or more because of the runners. So we left some spaces when we cleaned them out so that we could have the runners have some spots when they do come out. And since we have that other tower in the front, we're going to spread those out and put a little bit in there. We'll probably put maybe a little bit in this one and just have, you know, it's just a few strawberry plants mixed in with some herbs and other things. So yay, strawberry towers are topped off. And like I said, we did the aphid treatment with the neem oil. So that is done. So here's everything else that's going on in the back. So this strawberry bed is still here. It needs to be topped off. We have not done anything with that yet. I have sprinkled some, what did I sprinkle in there? Some worm castings in there, and just some regular Espelma garden fertilizer, just to get those a topping. But I will be adding some more soil into those corners, and lifting some of those up as well. Everything else back here, we've done a few posts about here and there. So we topped off this bed. This is going to have some peas in it, and then in the summer we'll have our cherry tomatoes as usual. This is our pepper bed, and that has been topped off. And this side that has a straw on it just has some purple, some purple kale in there. You can see maybe a little bit. And I put these little nets on here because I just don't want anything to decide, oh, there's some food for me, and come out here to get it. I will be mad. We topped off the cucumber bed. This is also going to have some peas in it this early spring. And then we'll put the peppers and zinnias and marigolds and wonderful things in there. And then over here, we put some purple broccoli and cabbage. And that's some cabbage from the fall that didn't do much over the winter, but it's doing great right now. Those big ones. And then you also have the Brussels sprouts that I showed you guys earlier in the video. We did plant those today. So those are now in there. And it's only, what, 4 of those? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And actually I have one more. It was 5 of them. I have one more that I'll find somewhere to stick it in. I'm going to put the Kalima bush beans here. And I'm going to put the onions in that one, in the leaf tower, because those don't need to be as deep anyway. So I'll get more pockets out of that one with the onions. So onions will be in there. And then in this tower, we have kale, dwarf kale, and spinach, and lettuces, and some pretty flowers that stayed from last year. I took some of them out of one of the other towers because we had a bunch, and so I just split those up amongst these. So this is just a leafy brassica tower is what this one pretty much stays. And that's everything. And there's Rain over there. Hi, Rain. Hi, Rain. Hi, baby girl. She's such a sweetheart. All right, guys, so that is it for the back garden. That is it for the front garden. We finished. Oh my gosh. Catch you guys later.